I think we can all agree that conference realignment in college football has gotten ridiculous. When you have Penn State flying out to the Rose Bowl to face UCLA, or you have a battle of Big Ten supremacy between Indiana and Oregon, it's clear we've lost the plot. Rivalries are fading, geography is out the window, and two ACC schools literally scheduled each other as non-conference opponents just to keep tradition alive. So I'm hitting the reset button. We're going back to the early 2000s, back when conferences actually made sense, to see how those BCS-era leagues would look in today's 12-team playoff format. I've set the conferences back to the way they were in 2000, and I gotta tell you, a 9-team ACC just looks wrong. The Big East is back, and yes, I threw in UConn because you can't not have UConn. The return of the Big 12 North and the Big 12 South is just... The Big 10 back to being the Big 11 means we can bring back that iconic logo. Conference USA has always been chaos. I brought back the OGs and tossed in South Florida for good measure. Notre Dame and Navy amongst this many independents just makes me think of the middle child meme. Yes, UCF and Marshall used to both be a part of MACtion. You didn't dream that. The good news is the WAC is back. Bad news is it's been fused with the Mountain West. The Pac-10? I haven't heard that name in years. The Sun Belt didn't even exist in 2000, but I gave them their founders, as well as FAU and FIU, because Destiny says they belong. And finally, we get to the SEC, and even when we strip this conference down, it's still elite. Speaking of the SEC, I wonder if they claim the 2000 National Championship, because that was won by Oklahoma, and that is who we took over to kick things off. The first thing I'm going to do is sim to week 8, the week after the Red River Shootout, just to see what the conferences and the landscape of college football looks like. Oh my gosh, Oklahoma actually dog-walked Texas in the Red River Shootout. Yes, I'm wearing a Texas shirt, so sorry Longhorns fans, that's probably why. Ohio State is your number 1 team, Penn State right behind them, Texas A&M at number 3, Clemson is 4th, Michigan is 5th. SMU is 9th. Of course, they're in that Mountain West WAC conglomerate. Miami's at 11. Florida's 12. BYU and Tulane doing work. We've got Duke ranked in the top 25. And this is what the first college football playoff bracket looks like in this new era. Now it's time to fast forward to the conference championship games. The conference championship games look like this here in 2025. You've got Miami and Virginia Tech playing for the Big East title. A top 10 clash for the Big Ten between Michigan and IU. Tulane and Houston battle for the Conference USA Championship. The winner might go to the college football playoff. Same thing goes for the Mountain West Championship between number 5 Utah and number 15 SMU. And of course the SEC Championship everybody had penciled in for 2025, Florida versus Arkansas. A lot of fun matchups here in Conference Championship weekend here in year 1 of our simulation. Let's dive in. First, we're headed to the Big Ten Championship game between number 4 Michigan and number 6 IU. First play after the 2-minute warning. IU down 7. Close to midfield. Here's the handoff, and the Michigan defense holds tough. 3rd and 1. Can the Wolverines get the stop? Oh, a lot of running room. Here goes IU all the way down to the 35. Here's the snap for Mendoza. The throw to the sideline, it's caught, and close to the 10-yard line. Now you got to worry about scoring too quickly if you're IU. Mendoza, the throw to the end zone, caught, touchdown Hoosiers. And IU is an extra point away from tying this one up as their player goes invisible. 3rd down and 6, 1 minute and 1 second on the clock. Michigan trying to get in field goal range in this tie game. The throw by Underwood, it's a deep throw. Does he have a man? He does, and it's caught! And Michigan's gonna get down to the 1-yard line. Incredible play by the Wolverines. 1st and goal for Michigan at the 1. Here's the snap, handoff, and it's a touchdown, Michigan. The Wolverines are back on top. 3rd down and 6, 33 seconds left. Hoosiers down 7. The throw, and he's not going to get to the first down marker. 4th down and 1, and here is the ball game. I would imagine you're going to see a run here. The snap, the handoff, and a first down for the Hoosiers. But they got to go quick. They'll use their final timeout, actually. So 25 seconds now, no timeouts. The Hoosiers need a big play. And they'll get one. The Crimson and Cream are near midfield. 18 seconds for the Hoosiers. The long throw, and it's caught at the sideline just inside the Michigan 40. Can IU pull off the miracle? I mean, they are 6th in the country, but still. Here's a little shovel pass. That's definitely not a great call because the clock's going to keep rolling. What a insane decision from IU. Can they get another playoff? 2 seconds, they will. It's going to be a throw to the end zone, and it's caught, but way short. And the Michigan Wolverines are your Big Ten champions. Now we head to the Conference USA Championship game between Houston and Tulane. A trip to the college football playoff likely on the line between these two teams. Another conference championship game, another great matchup as Houston and Tulane are going down to the wire. Tulane down 7, trying to knot this one up. It's a good run there on first down. 90 seconds to play. Green Wave trying to stay alive here, and it's going to be a touchdown for Tulane. A great screen pass there, and the Green Wave are an extra point away from tying this up. Houston has 70 seconds left to try to retake the lead, and they are content to just dink and dunk passes here. As now there's 40 seconds. I'm surprised Tulane hasn't called a timeout. They've got 3 left. Clock's still running. Here's the snap. Houston throws, and is it a first down? Are they going to rule it a first down? No, they won't, because Tulane's going to spend a timeout. 4th down upcoming. And Houston is going to punt it. So Tulane is going to have a chance to get in field goal range here, as the punt is going to be fielded around the 30, and Tulane is going to have the ball at the 40-yard line with 25 seconds left. Here is the direct snap to the running back. A peculiar play call, but it's a big-time run for Tulane. They're all the way down, deep into Houston territory. And with 19 seconds left, the Green Wave are close to field goal range. It's going to be another running play. Peculiar play call. Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry, I forgot how many timeouts they had. I was like, why are they running when they only have no timeouts left? 16 seconds left. Now Tulane has no more timeouts. Here, can't afford a sack there. They're going to get a pass off anyway. Oh my gosh, my brain couldn't process that as Tulane goes all the way in for the touchdown. So many things happening at once there. I thought we were going to see a sack, but shades of Eli Manning versus the Patriots. The quarterback breaks free as we're going to see Maurice Turner's catch and run here. What an insane play. It looked like Tulane was going to get a sack. Or was going to get sacked, rather, and instead, Houston is on the wrong end of that play. Tulane is now out front with just 10 seconds left. One last heave for the Cougars. Chucks it downfield, clock at all zeros, and it's knocked down, and the Tulane Green Wave are Conference USA champions. They knock off number 17 Houston, 35-28. Now, looking at the college football playoff bracket, I assume if you're a Tulane fan, you're rooting against Utah because you would need Utah to lose to have a chance to get into the college football playoff. The SMU Mustangs rout the Utah Utes in the Mountain West Championship game. For S's and G's, we're going to dive into the SEC Championship game. Arkansas, the 10th ranked team in the country, taking on the number 1 Florida Gators. Like I said, the SEC Championship game, everybody had slated for 2025. 2 minutes to play in this SEC championship game. The Florida Gators trail by 3, but they're in the red zone. Here's the handoff and great defense played by Arkansas. Time ticking away. Both teams have their full allotment of timeouts. Here's another handoff, which is a little peculiar because you would think Florida would be a little bit more aggressive, considering that they could score a touchdown like they did on that play. Sorry, sometimes you just got to sit and watch. 37 seconds to play. Arkansas at the Florida 45-yard line. The Razorbacks trying to win the SEC. 3rd down and 3, 21 seconds left. Here's the snap. The throw, 1st down for Arkansas. They'll have to hurry up here to the line and get the ball clocked. And they'll do so, 13 seconds left. It's kind of reminding me of that Georgia-Alabama SEC championship game where Aaron Murray threw, I think it was Aaron Murray, threw a little bit short of the sticks. Jump ball in the end zone. Is it caught? It is! Oh my gosh! Arkansas has taken the lead! The Razorbacks! An insane jump ball situation in Arkansas. Thanks to Omega Blake. Might just upset Florida. Into like triple coverage too. That was nuts. Lagway, the throw into coverage. It's knocked away, and the Arkansas Razorbacks have upset the Florida Gators to win the SEC. Jeremiah Love is your Heisman Trophy winner in 2025. So here is your college football playoff bracket. Your buys go to number 1, Michigan, the Big Ten champion, number 2, Ole Miss, number 3, Florida, and number 4, Texas A&M, who won the Big 12. The 5-12 matchup is number 5, Notre Dame versus number 13, ACC champion Clemson. We just saw Arkansas win the SEC. They'll face BYU in the 8-9 matchup. Oregon apparently did not win the Pac-10, but they will be the 6th seed in the college football playoff. They'll face off against number 12, Mountain West champion SMU. And finally, we have IU versus Utah in the 7-10 matchup. We start the college football playoff here in 2025 in South Bend. It's going to be the number 5 Notre Dame Irish versus the 12th seed Clemson Tigers. Third down and 12. Big play here. Big 3rd down here for Notre Dame. Big play. Caught by Jeremiah Love, the Heisman Trophy winner. And it's a touchdown, Irish. Notre Dame has the lead. Jeremiah Love, a great catch. Shakes the defender and goes all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Just after the 2-minute warning now. Clemson has the football around midfield against Notre Dame. Klubnik, the throw, another 1st down. Clock rolling here. Another play action, another throw, another catch, another 1st down for Clemson. Minute 14 to play. Klubnik, the throw, caught. No, it's incomplete, knocked away. 3rd down and 7. Minute 10 to play. The throw, catch, nobody around the Clemson receiver. He's able to get up past the 1st down marker, and it's 1st and goal. 1:03 to play. 1st and goal situation. Klubnik throws, caught, and no dice. He's out at the 1. 2nd and goal now. The handoff, and it's a touchdown for the Clemson Tigers. They'll have a chance to tie. And they're going for the extra point? Nobody knows why. But Clemson opts for the extra point. Onside kick does not make it to another Clemson Tiger. And Notre Dame is going to win this football game. That was a wild way for this one to end. What What was Clemson doing? What Clemson, what are you doing? I'll never understand the end of that game, but maybe we'll have another insane matchup here. I won't get the ending to that one, I think, ever. But next up, we've got Oregon, the 6th seed. They're going to play host to the Mountain West champion SMU Mustangs here in the second playoff game of the day. Second down and 6. Oregon leads by 3. SMU has no timeouts here, so a first down is the game for the Ducks. It's now 3rd and 6. Although they can run it down pretty far, close to the end of the game. Here's a throw, caught, and no first down for the Ducks. So they'll be able to run it down to about 30 seconds, and SMU will have a chance here. Punt is away, and it's going to be out of bounds at around the 23-yard line, and that is where SMU will have a chance to tie this one up or maybe even take the lead. Wouldn't that be crazy? Well, they won't do it with that play. Here's the snap. Little shovel pass, but that's not going to do it either. 3rd down and 4. SMU frantically getting back to the line. Stadium pulse is high. 15 seconds left. The throw, it's a first. No, it's not. It's incomplete. So this will be the last chance for the SMU Mustangs. Here's the snap. The throw, caught. First down. 4 seconds left. Here's the snap. Jennings will throw it short for some reason, and that will end the game. 2 playoff games and 2 endings that I have no explanation for. Playoff football in Bloomington. Let's see if we're going to be able to make any sense out of this one. Not much we need to make sense of here, as the Utah Utes are demolishing the Indiana Hoosiers. IU down 21 here with less than a minute to play. It's 3rd down and 2, as it looks like Utah will be moving on. Here's the snap. And it's a fumble. Utah recovers, and that's the game. Utah comes into Bloomington and silences the Hoosiers crowd. Final seconds tick off, and Utah is headed to the round of 8, Elite 8, whatever you want to call it. Arkansas versus BYU. The 8-9 matchup is our final matchup of the first round. BYU can at least get into the end zone here and salvage their season. Instead, they're going to run and call a timeout. The throw to the end zone, and it's going to be caught! A jump ball situation, and BYU will score. Cougars go for 2. Oh, we could have just ran it in. Instead, that happens. A crazy little play there, an ugly play, and no onside kick, which means that is the Cougars waving the white flag. Arkansas will be able to take a knee, and no, they're gonna run out of the shotgun. Okay, I mean, who says that just because it's not a close game that the play calling won't confuse me? Handoff, and that'll be it. Now victory formation for the Razorbacks, and they won't snap it, because that made a lot of sense. Game is over. Arkansas wins. We're on to the next round. Round 2 of the college football playoff. We've got Michigan versus Arkansas in the Rose Bowl. Who advances to the semifinals? Let's find out. Third and 10 now. And, oh, the quarterback shakes the defender there. Arkansas not using their timeout. They'll hustle to the line. 4th and 4. That was a great way to break the tackle, though, on that last play. Here is the throw. First down, Arkansas. And they're to the 14-yard line. They'll spend one of their final 2 timeouts with 30 seconds left. The throw caught at the goal line. It's a touchdown for Arkansas. They take the lead. Another peculiar play here at the end of a postseason game as Arkansas will elect to kick the extra point, leaving them susceptible to a game-winning field goal. 21 seconds to play for Michigan. And Underwood's going to take it and run. He's got some room. He's got a lot of space. He slides down around the 40-yard line. 14 seconds to play. Can Michigan get in field goal range? The throw, and it's caught. The Wolverines are up around midfield, 9 seconds. They have the full field with 1 timeout left. They don't have to work the sideline. They'll run it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Timeout, 4 seconds left, and it's going to be, what, how long is this field goal? It's going to be, what, like 58-yard attempt? This is, I mean, look, if he makes it, that'll be crazy. They're doing a slow motion thing. I haven't seen that before. Is he going to hit it? Oh my God, he hit it! I have not seen that animation. Michigan takes the lead 25-24. Heartbreak for Arkansas. They're going to take a knee. They're going to take the touchback, and they've got one more chance to heave it to the end zone. Unreal. Last chance for the Razorbacks. It's a long throw. It's knocked away in Michigan. Thanks to a 58-yard field goal, has won the Rose Bowl and will advance to the college football playoff semifinals. It was a 58-yard Dominique Zavada field goal. Just inside the left upright, too. Plenty of leg. So the Rose Bowl was absolute cinema. Now let's see what we have stored in the Sugar Bowl, as it's Ole Miss from the SEC, the 2 seed. They'll square off against Utah, who beat IU handedly in their first playoff game. .304 to play, 3rd down and 7. Ole Miss at the Utah 17. If they score, they'll go up 10. The Rebels. A lot of time, the throw into the end zone and knocked away. And we will see a field goal by Ole Miss. Not a 58-yard one, much more manageable. Here's the kick, and it is good. Ole Miss is up by 6. Closing in on 1 minute to play here in New Orleans. The throw, catch, and it is a first down for Utah. The snap, the throw, and it's going to be caught from the Ole Miss 15-yard line. A touchdown ties it. The extra point would give Utah the lead. And he's going to run for it and get inside the 5. Utah is knocking on the door. Clock ticking down. They have 2 plays to try and get in the end zone. Here's the first one. Throw to the back of the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Utah. And the Utes have tied it. The extra point will give Utah the lead. Snap, ball down, kick on its way, and it is good. The last grasp for the Rebels. Here is the snap. The long throw, clock at 00, and it's caught, but well short of where Ole Miss needed to go. And Utah, in back-to-back weeks, pulls off an upset. Here in the college football playoff, they will advance to the semifinals. Utah and Michigan have moved on here in the college football playoff, and next up, we have the Florida Gators basically playing a home game. They're in the Orange Bowl against the Oregon Ducks. Third down and 18, 47 seconds to go. Oregon down 9 and in need of a miracle. The throw, it's going to be a catch at around the 10-yard line as the Ducks season is all but over. Here's the throw. Caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Oregon. The onside kick is recovered by Florida, and that will do it. The Gators are moving on. And the Gators are on to the college football playoff semifinals. 23-21 the final. Last game up is the Cotton Bowl. Texas A&M, the Big 12 champs. They'll take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame, hand off to Jeremiah Love, who shakes the tackle. He's got a first and goal. First and goal for the Irish. They're up 2. If they can score a touchdown, that'll pretty much end this game. Here's the snap, the handoff. No, it's a fake handoff. What a play, what a fake. Touchdown, Notre Dame. CJ Carr putting on the moves. A&M at the 13 of Notre Dame, down 9, no timeouts left. Here's the throw, and not quite to the first down marker are the Aggies, as there's 1:10 left, 109, 108, 107. Here is the snap, and oh, the defense was on their way on that one. It's a sack. Just what A&M did not need. 51 seconds. And the defense is there again for Notre Dame. The pass will be away. It's knocked away. And now A&M will kick a field goal. Now, I actually don't hate this logic because you still need the field goal. So A&M will kick it here. It's good. They're down 6. And the onside kick is incoming. And it will be recovered by... it was recovered by Notre Dame. I saw it get kicked around a little bit. But Notre Dame recovers. They'll take the knee. And the Irish join the Florida Gators, the Utah Utes, and the Michigan Wolverines in the college football playoff semifinals. After hitting the reset button on college football realignment, we have now reached the final 4 of the 2025 college football playoff. In the Peach Bowl, we've got number 1 Michigan versus number 5 Notre Dame. And in the Fiesta Bowl, we've got number 3 Florida versus number 10 Utah. Time to crown a Fiesta Bowl champion. It's Utah versus Florida coming up next. Just under 90 ticks to play here in the Fiesta Bowl. Here's the handoff, a draw play, and it's beautifully executed. Likely going to see a run here as Florida's only got one more timeout. We will see a run, and it's going to be not a first down. I thought we were going to see basically Utah get the ability to salt the rest of this game away. It's 3rd down and 1. If they do get a first down here, they can pretty much run it all the way down to the final seconds of this game, and they will get a first down. Are they going to score? Utah will score right now. You don't need to wait until the end of the game and kick a field goal. You can score right now. 37 seconds to play. Florida down 7 at the Utah 22. Lagway with the snap. He fakes the handoff. He's going to lob it into the air. He's got a man, but it's going to be knocked away by the Utah defense. The throw, and it's caught down to the 1.5 yard line. There's 25 seconds to play, and the clock will start moving on the whistle. It's down to 24, 23, 22. That is where the Gators will spike it. 2 more chances for the Gators to try to tie this one up. You wonder if maybe they'll go for 2. That'd be pretty awesome if they did that, if they score. But they got to score first. No problem, but there is a flag after that catch in the end zone for Florida. It's illegal touching by Florida. Oh, that's devastating. That's going to make it 4th down and goal for Florida. 1 chance to get into the end zone for the Gators. Lagway is going to throw to the end zone. It's intercepted by Utah, and the Utes are headed to the national championship game. Who will join Utah and the Natty? Will it be the Big Ten champion Michigan Wolverines, or will it be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish? A rivalry renewed. The winner goes to the Natty. First down at the Notre Dame 40. Underwood throws into traffic. It's going to be caught. First down and more for the Big Ten champs. They're down. Knocking on the door of the red zone. Clock ticking down. Ooh, pressure coming from Notre Dame. Here's just a bad pass. It looked like Michigan was looking for the screen there. No dice. Second down and 10. Minute 17 to play. Notre Dame pressure coming. Bryce Underwood can't get away. He's going to be sacked. And Michigan's going to take their second timeout. 72 seconds left. Third down and 12 for Michigan after that sack. Underwood, plenty of time this time. He's going to throw to the end zone. Jump ball intercepted by Notre Dame. And the Irish are knocking on the door of the Natty. CJ Carr will take the snap, take the knee, and we will have a national championship of Notre Dame and Utah as the Irish dispose of the Big Ten champs 34-28. So after resetting college football back to the way it was around the year 2000, our national championship here in this first season is Notre Dame versus Utah. Who's going to take home the national championship? Let's find out. Fourth down and 8. Utah down 5 with 2:09 to play. Can they convert here? The throw, and it is caught, and a lot of room to run. Utah has a first down inside the Notre Dame 40-yard line. Third down and 3. And it's a first down for Utah inside the 25. Third down and 10. Utah has had an insane run as the 10 seed. Here's a little screen pass. Kind of a questionable call there. Utah won't use their timeout, and instead it's fourth down and 10. Minute 15 to play. A little bit of a confusing play call there, but if they can get a first down here, it'll erase that away, and they will! First down, Utah! First and goal, Utah. Throw, it's caught, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Utes! The Mountain West runner-ups have taken the lead. And now Utah will go for 2 to go up by a field goal. Throw is caught. 2-point conversion is good. Can Notre Dame... Oh my gosh, ran right into the sack. That blew up before I could even have a chance to set it up. Final opportunity for the Irish. CJ Carr is not going to have time to get it away. Utah's going to make the sack, and the Utah Utes have won our college football reset. We reset the conferences back to 2000. Utah plucked out of the Big 12, put back in the Mountain West, and they have had an incredible run as the 10 seed to win the national championship. Unreal. Kyle Whittingham, national championship coach. So after hitting the reset button on college football, rewinding everything back to 2000, the 2025 national champions are the Utah Utes. I don't know who could have seen that coming, as they came in as the 10 seed. They beat IU, they beat Ole Miss, they beat Florida, they beat Notre Dame. What a run to the crown. But you know, I'm not satisfied with just 1 year of this simulation. Let's skip ahead a decade and see what the college football landscape looks like. So as we enter the year 2035, 10 years after we started this simulation, we're going to take a look at the national champions. Clemson won back-to-back in 26 and 27 thanks to Dabo Swinney. Georgia wins in 28. Bama is back atop the college football world in 29. 2030, you see Manny Diaz and Ole Miss win the national championship. Dabo wins again with Clemson in 2031. A crazy national championship between Oklahoma State and Louisville in 2032. Then it's back to SEC dominance in 2033 as LSU beats Ole Miss in the national championship game. That's followed up by Georgia in 2034 beating Alabama. And as to be expected, Clemson has run roughshod through the ACC over the last decade. Shout out to my Bringing Back the Big East video, as Pitt has won 5 straight Big East titles. What can I say? I know ball. Oklahoma State has had quite the run in the Big 12. Penn State and Ohio State have fought hard as of late for the Big 10. Not super surprised that Louisville has dominated Conference USA. Chirp chirp, as my alma mater, the Ball State Cardinals, are your defending MAC champions. It seems like whenever Ball State plays for the MAC championship, it's against Buffalo. TCU and SMU have been dominant forces in the Mountain West. The Pac-12 champion has mainly resided in LA over the last decade. Georgia has won 5 of the last SEC titles, including the last 4. And finally, the ULM Warhawks are your defending Sun Belt champions. What can I say? The Pitt Panthers are inevitable. As we skip ahead to the 2035 National Championship game, you have the number 9 Pitt Panthers, now winners of 6 straight Big East titles, going up against number 11, Michigan. Listen, I'm starting to get a soft spot for the Pitt Panthers. I wasn't a fan of this team, prior to fall 2024, but after seeing them rip off a bunch of natties in my Big East video, and now being in the natty in this video, I might have to buy some Pitt gear, as they will take on the Michigan Wolverines for college football supremacy. Just over a minute to play here in the national championship game. Michigan trails by 3. Here's the throw, and it's a first down for the Wolverines, and they'll use their last timeout, as we are just inside 60 seconds to play. Can Michigan get in position for the game-tying field goal, or will the Pitt Panthers win the national championship? Here's the throw. It's caught, and it's a first down for the Wolverines just across the 50. With 30 seconds left, the last chance for the Wolverines. A first down gets them close to field goal range. It's going to be a throw and a first down to knot things up at 24. Kick on its way, and it is good. We have a tie game here in the Natty. We're headed to overtime in the national championship game. Michigan starts overtime number 1 with the football. They have a 3rd and 3, and they're going to have a first down, and they're going to have a touchdown. Michigan scores, but who is the flag on? It looks like it's going to be on Pitt. It's offsides on the Panthers. Now Pittsburgh has to answer with a touchdown of their own. A lot of pressure coming, and the quarterback for the Panthers is swallowed up. 2nd down and 14. The throw is picked off by Michigan, and that's the game. The Wolverines, are they going to return it for a score? He's going to be caught at the last second, but it won't matter. And the Michigan Wolverines are national champions. Michigan wins the 2035 national championship as Pitt succumbs to the creator jinx, as I'm like, hey, I'll buy some Pitt memorabilia, it'll be awesome, and then they immediately lose in overtime. I eventually want to simulate to the year 2050, 25 years after we started this experiment. We already saw what happened after year 1, we saw what happened after a decade, but before we get to 25 years of this experiment, I do want to stop in the year 2039. Yes, I am in a different outfit. That is because it is day 2 of recording. That's because I spent a heck of a lot of time in that first playoff run. We are making a brief pit stop in the year 2039. That is 14 years from now, and as you know, we reset everything back to the way it was in 2000 as far as conferences are, and then in 2014, 14 years after 2000, obviously, that is when the college football playoff came into existence. So symbolically, I wanted to stop here if for no better reason than to see who the Final Four is going to be. So our final four here in 2039 ended up being number 2 Nebraska versus number 6 Auburn, with Auburn getting the upset win, and then number 9 Texas versus number 12 Michigan, with the Longhorns getting the dub. So that means the Natty, oh wow, I didn't even realize that number is what we've got as far as seeding is concerned. We've got number 6 versus number 9. Nice. It's Auburn versus Texas in the Natty here in 2039. .106 to play, fourth quarter. Auburn down 5 here in the national championship game. The Tigers at their own 36. And they're going to get a first down. And they're going to run to the line and try to spike it here with about a minute on the clock. No, they're going to actually run a play. Okay. Under a minute now. What can the Tigers do? The throw. It's a deep throw. I thought that probably should have been picked off by Texas, but it does end up falling innocently to the turf, as now it is 2nd and 10. 49 seconds left. The short throw is caught. It's a first down into Texas territory. Auburn's going to have, after this spike, they're going to have 21 seconds left. They're going to have one more play to get it closer, and then they're going to have to try to start making plays to the end zone. The throw, caught, and, doesn't get to the first down. That's huge. There's 13 seconds now. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Why are they not snapping it? They at least let a couple more seconds tick off before they actually snapped it to spike it. So 4th and 1, 5 seconds left. This has got to be to the end zone. This is the ball game. Here's the snap, the throw, not even close to the end zone. The clock, they're going to have 1 second left, but they're not going to have time to spike it. That's the end of the game. Terrible for Auburn not to at least get one throw to the end zone. But alas, here we are. Texas has won the 2039 National Championship. So since we last checked in, we have Pitt getting a title in 2036. We have Texas winning the title in 2037. OK State coming away with a natty in 2038. And then, of course, Texas wins the national championship you just watched, their second in 3 years. Florida State has had a nice little run in the ACC, although Clemson is your most recent champion in that conference. West Virginia has won back-to-back Big East championships, as Pitt has lost ground in the conference to their backyard rivals. The last 3 national champions in this simulation have played in the Big 12 title game. Ohio State still runs the Big 10, nothing's new there. Louisville has just been dominant in Conference USA, not super surprised about that. Maction has provided some nice parity, as we have 6 different champions in the last 6 years. Boise State has won 2 of the last 3 Mountain West championships. USC and UCLA continue to trade Pac-12 championships. The Tennessee Volunteers have made it to back-to-back SEC championship games and are your most recent SEC champion. Otherwise, Georgia has continued their dominance. And just like the MAC, the Sun Belt has had some nice parity. That's what the state of college football looks like in 2039, and I can't wait to see it in 2050. Let's skip ahead. We have finally made it to the year 2050, and I want to take a look at what the preseason rankings look like going into this season. You've got North Carolina as the preseason #1 team, kind of hard to fathom considering how they're playing at the moment. You've got Nebraska at 2. They were in the Final Four the last time we checked in. Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets, are 3rd. Oklahoma is at number 4. Not really surprised about that one. And Oklahoma State is 5th. Then here's where things get interesting. You've got Syracuse at 11th, Pitt at 12, West Virginia at 14, Purdue at number 19, and Texas, Virginia Tech, Louisville, LSU, and UCLA round out the top 25. So we'll see which one of those teams can make it through to the end, who will be in the college football playoff here in 2025. What will the bracket look like? Well, the college football playoff looks like this. Nebraska at 13-0 is your number 1 seed. Georgia Tech, they were the preseason number 3. Now they're the 2 seed, also at 13-0. Colorado was towards the bottom in the preseason rankings. They are 11-1 and the 3 seed. And then also at 11-1, you have the 4 seed Michigan Wolverines. First round matchups look like this. In the 5-12 game, you've got Penn State versus Syracuse. In the 8-9 matchup, you've got USC and Clemson. Boy, I'm happy to see some action get some love in this simulation, as you've got the 13-0 Central Michigan Chippewas as the 11 seed. They will play 6-seeded Oregon. And then in the 7-10 matchup, you've got Iowa versus Texas A&M. That's the field. Let's see who brings home the 2050 National Championship. Our national championship here in 2050 is going to be a matchup between 15-0 teams, as you're going to see the number 1 Nebraska Cornhuskers taking on the number 2 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. So excited to hop into that one. It's going to be a fun matchup. But before we do, I did forget to look at the conference champions before we started the college football playoff, and that's what I'm going to do now. So on their way to the national championship, Georgia won their 3rd straight ACC title. They, along with Florida State and Clemson, have really ran the ACC since the last time we checked in. Over the last decade and a half, West Virginia has dominated the Big East, but don't worry, the Pitt Panthers are back atop the conference again. Nebraska has absolutely ran the Big 12, so the glory days for the Huskers are back. Michigan has dominated the Big 10, though Iowa is your most recent champion. From the looks of it, Louisville probably should have stayed in Conference USA, because since this simulation began, they have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 conference championships, including 7 in a row at one point. Though Central Michigan did not make any waves in the college football playoffs, it would appear that the MAC champion for the last 5 years has resided in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Utah is your most recent champion in the Mountain West, but the TCU Horned Frogs have won 6 of the last 9 conference championships. Not only did Oregon stop the dominance of the LA schools in the Pac-10, they have put together a nice little dynasty in the conference. Their most recent Pac-10 title gives them 7 in a row. Over the first few years of this simulation, we saw a lot of dominance from Georgia, as to be expected, but over the last 5 years, there's been some parity in the SEC, as we have had 4 different conference champions. Bama in 46, LSU in 47, Florida in 48, and Ole Miss the last 2 seasons. And in the Sun Belt, it looks like after a few years of Florida international dominance, the title has been traded between Troy and South Alabama. Final order of business in this video is to crown the 2050 national champion. Nebraska versus Georgia Tech is up next. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the 2050 Natty, and Nebraska is trying to go up 2 scores and put this game to bed. Here's the handoff, and there is the touchdown. Cornhuskers are up by 2 scores. Ooh, that's a big throw to the end zone. It's going to be caught. Georgia Tech with the touchdown grab. The Yellow Jackets are back within a score with 1:38 left, and they do still have 2 timeouts, so Georgia Tech is not done yet. 3rd down and 10. Do you throw if you're the Huskers? I almost think about throwing. They will throw. It's going to be caught. 1st down, Nebraska, and that's the game. The Nebraska Cornhuskers have won the national championship in 2050. They'll take the snap, they'll take the knee, and that will do it. With that national championship, Nebraska has now won 3 of the last 4 titles. So there you have it. We reset the 2025 conferences back to the way they were in the BCS era, and this is what we came up with. The Nebraska Cornhuskers have a dynasty, and really the only thing that stayed the same was Michigan and Oregon. Everybody else, every other conference, had a nice amount of parity, a nice number of different teams catching fire and winning titles. Heck, even Alabama has not won a conference title in this simulation in the last 5 years. If I were to run this simulation again, I think that I would continue realigning conferences through the course of the simulation, just because everything kind of stayed in the same box throughout this process. Nobody really moved around, so I wonder what things would look like if there was movement throughout the course of these 25 years. Also, I think it would be fun to reset college football to conferences that I think make the most sense, so if you want to see either of those two videos, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe to become one of the Burger Bros, subscribe for more college football content, and I will see you all on the flip side. Take care.